Welcome to A Shot of Ag. I'm your host, Rob Sharkey. I am blessed enough to live on a farm, so I get all the benefits of being on a farm. But what about the people that don't? Well, luckily, there are some people that are willing to share their farm, share their experience for others. Today, we're going to be talking with Pearl Carpenter from Newark, Illinois. How you doing, Pearl?
Good. How are you?
You're one of those people. You're like a legit nice person.
Well, I like to think so, but...
It's a foreign concept to me, but yes, you love it when people come out and experience your farm.
Yeah, I do. I love sharing it, and the farm stand has brought like the most amazing people into my lives, people that I consider family. And someone was just talking the other day, they're like, you stick around long enough and you become friends, and then you gradually become family, but we have a great community where we're at.
Yeah. Now you say it's more of like a farmette than a farm that you grew up on?
Yeah, so we were only a little over 3 acres. Okay. So that is pretty small, but we did.
If you're doing it by hand, it's not. Yeah. Yes, it's actually rather large.
Yeah. But, so we're taking care of ourselves. So we have the chickens for eggs. We occasionally do turkeys and eating chickens, and a steer for our beef. But we did a lot with that 3 acres, and, we made sure to get all those 3 acres to use.
Now, when you were a little Pearl, were you in love with the farm then, or was it more of a chore?
Yeah, no, I loved it because my parents bought the farm when I was just a year old. So I remember bringing pictures to, in high school for around senior day, we're all bringing pictures in from our childhood. And I was 2 years old carrying an egg basket. And I thought it was adorable. And all my friends are like, your parents made you do chores when you were
slave labor back then. They just don't get it.
No.
Yeah.
No.
So you grew up, you went off to school? Where'd you go?
Went to Iowa State. I know how big a fan you are of Iowa State.
I'm surprised it took you so long to mention it.
I know. Hey, I didn't wear an Iowa State shirt.
No,
so,
you did not.
Went there, didn't end up getting my degree there, but I did. It was a great school and a big ag community out there. So.
But when you were out there, you found out, what about allergies, or tell me that? Yeah,
so I think they call it more like food sensitivities, but because I grew up so organically, we didn't know it was organic at the time. We were just living, our farm life, but I wasn't exposed to processed commercial foods. So I kind of had all these sensitivities. So when I moved back to the farm, which is 10, 11 years ago now, I just noticed the difference.
Well, see, that's your own fault. And I'll tell you why. It's because when I was growing up, we had 7 Twinkies a day. I had built up that immunity.
Yeah.
I could eat a chunk of concrete and be fine. But here you are eating all healthy, and then you went off to college. So it really affected you, huh?
Yeah. So you're like a goat. You can just eat anything.
I am the goat.
Okay. The goat right here.
When you went back to the farm, did it change? Did you feel better?
So much better.
Really?
I felt so much healthier. I was so much happier. I was outside more. I love animals, so just filling the farm back up with animals and the gardens, and some store-bought vegetables don't taste the same. So it was nice to get back to some homegrown food and the animals and the fresh air, true fresh air.
So, okay, before you came back, were your parents, were they farming? Is it a business, or were they farming just to eat what they were growing?
Yeah, just a hobby farm.
Yeah.
They were just kind of, but they were actually scaling down because I'm the youngest, and so I had left for college, and they didn't necessarily want to keep doing as much because there was just my folks at home.
Yeah.
So they were actually scaling back. So by the time I moved back, I think we just had a llama and some chickens and peacocks.
You had a llama.
Yeah, a llama.
You call it Tina?
I was Lucy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but she'd go sleep with the deer at night back in the pine trees, and she was free range.
Oh, it was a pharaoh llama.
She was friendly, but she was just free range. And
what if she would have bred with the deer? You could have some freak llama with antlers. We don't need that.
Put in the zoo.
You were talking before the show, you worked with a zoo down in Peoria?
Yeah, so between college, I did have the opportunity to move down to Peoria. I was actually in East Peoria for a couple years. So I worked at the Peoria Zoo, and it was amazing because obviously I love animals.
Yeah.
So.
What did you do?
I worked in the Australia exhibit, so I pretty much hung out with wallabies all day. And then I did the public giraffe feeding, so we'd go up and, get to help the public feed the giraffes, which is pretty amazing.
Let people feed?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
They got to like pay to do it?
Yeah, they do.
Okay. I mean, you might as well admit it.
Yeah.
Well, that's really cool. And then went back to the
Yes, then I
farm.
went back to the farm.
So as you move back to the farm, you're looking at this 3 acres, and what are you thinking?
Well, I definitely wanted to get animals back, wanted to get more self-sufficient, and then I was working a part-time job, and all my excess produce was going to friends and family and neighbors, and then just one day it clicked, and I was like, I need to focus more on sharing this good farm fresh food with other people. So
For free.
well, it was free
Was-
when I
yeah.
was, doing it as a side job, and then it was in 2017 that, not side job, but like just sharing, like
Yeah.
you do with neighbors in small towns. But then in 2017 is when I decided to actually sell the produce and make it like a true farm stand.
We used to have blueberries, and like when I would give my neighbor blueberries, I'd hand him the bag, and then I would just keep doing this
Until they paid for the blueberries.
until we came to an accord.
Okay.
Yeah, but you were being nice.
Yeah, I didn't want the food to go to waste,
Yeah.
and we were doing as much as we could. So
So now is a decision to make this more into a business? Mm-hmm. Okay, so tell me how that went about.
So I just kind of built a farm stand at the end of my driveway and started really small, started the Facebook page and got it going, and just friends and family were stopping by and supporting me, and then gradually it kept expanding. I got more customers, I expanded my garden, and then now I'm up to over 2 acres of garden, so I stay very busy.
That's really something. I don't know. I haven't been to your farm, but I'm kind of questioning if maybe you aren't that good of a gardener, farmer, because this is the worst looking zucchini I've ever seen in my life.
Well, if it was a zucchini, it would be pretty bad by now.
What is this?
They're loofahs.
Loofah. So
Loofahs.
Is this inside here?
Correct. So when it's growing, it looks like this, and it has the green, it's in a green color, and it has the skin on it. And then when it gets to a certain stage, you can peel it, and then you get the sponge inside. So it's nature sponge.
It's like those rain sticks
Yeah.
they used to have.
Yeah.
What is that rattling? The
The
seeds?
seeds. Yeah, the seeds are rattling in
And
there.
the seeds are in there?
Yeah, there you can see there's some stuck in there. I try to get as many out as I can, but
So how do you just...
yeah.
Oh,
keep
yeah, I
tapping.
see one in
Yeah,
there.
you can be a little more aggressive.
Well, I don't want to break. It seems
It's
like...
not going to break. It's not going to break.
Really?
Yeah.
I can't get a seed out. And I really want to get a seed out.
I hear some loosening up. There you
Got
go.
one. Got one.
There you go.
Okay.
I don't know if I'd eat it, but not like a sunflower seed, is it?
I'm unimpressed.
Okay.
Yeah. What's that? Over there. All right. Oh, that's really not good. I don't advise that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever tried one.
Not good. What do you do with these?
So it's just a natural sponge, so you can use them in the shower, like a lot of people know them as like a shower loofah, but you can use it any way you'd use a sponge. So we wash our dishes with it, I wash my eggs with it.
You just cut it up?
Yeah, you can just cut it up with a serrated knife, works best. And then you just use it until it will get, eventually it'll wear down, so it's like, it'll have the texture of like a washcloth. It gets so worn down.
Oh.
And then you just cut a new one.
Looks like you can exfoliate with it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Looks like it really dig that top layer of skin
Yeah.
off.
It's great when you have all the bug bites, you just get in there.
So you sell this?
Yeah, so I sell loofahs, yep, and I have a soap maker that turns into soap. So these are from last year, and I don't have too many more left, so I was digging to find some decent ones to bring. But yeah, so I've been planting the new plants, and then we have a pretty short growing season for loofahs. They like a little bit warmer. So I'll be lucky to get a few that are ready before the first frost, and then I'll pick before the first frost.
Gotcha. As far as like what you're selling now, are you going like farmer's market, or you had people coming to your farm? How's all that work?
So I just sell direct from my farm.
Okay.
So I stock my stand fresh every morning. So I have one stand that's for vegetables, and I have one stand for flowers. So I do the flowers as a flower buffet. So we pre-cut a couple thousand flowers in the morning, and then you get to make your own
Wow.
bouquet. Yeah.
Really? And it's like, how does that work? If I walk up, is it like a buck of flour or something?
So it's a cup, and you fill a cup for $25.
That sounds like an awful good deal.
Yes, it really is. And there's some people that really cram the stems in there and they really get their $25 worth.
So if you were a dude that lived up by you, right, and for $25 you do that once a week, that'd keep the missus happy,
Yeah.
wouldn't it?
Yeah, there's plenty of people that divide into 2 bouquets and they'll keep one and then they give one away.
To the girlfriend and to the wife, or what do you?
No, like women. I don't have a ton of men that actually stop by, but a lot of people that buy bouquets, especially the women, they divide the bouquets up. They'll keep one for themselves and they'll give one to their mom, their sister, their friend.
Are you saying women are cheap?
No, I'm just saying that there's a lot of flowers in the cup that you can get in.
It's like anything else. When you fill the cup at the fountain thing, you guys got to get it all the way to the top, right?
Yeah.
What is your biggest seller?
So flowers are huge, and then veggie-wise, garlic is probably my biggest vegetable, but I am determined to have a really good tomato year this year, so I'm hopefully...
Do the tomatoes know this?
They apparently do, because they're doing really good so far.
Yeah.
So
What's your downfall with tomatoes?
the last 2 years I've had a number of problems, but the sun scald. From the sun, they get the sunburn, so I invested in some shade cloth this year. So I think that's going to make a huge difference. And then I bought some varieties of tomato seeds that are much more disease resistant.
Gotcha.
But I'm doing about 250 plants, so there seems to be a few problems that I'm still working the kinks out for.
What's with the garlic? It seems like that's kind of taken off. It's become more popular. What are people doing with that?
Cooking with it?
Isn't it like too strong to eat though?
No.
Well, I mean, all I get is garlic salt, and I know I wouldn't want to take a spoonful of that.
Well, you're not supposed to eat garlic salt by the spoonful, but yeah, I do have customers that eat it raw and they swear that it keeps them healthy.
Unless you're a vampire.
Unless you're a vampire, then it has a reverse effect. But people are going crazy about the homegrown garlic right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. As far as livestock, you said you're bringing some more of that in?
So most of them are pets, but I do have mini donkeys, goats that are not for goat yoga because they're a little on the bigger side, and sheep, and then I have peacocks, ducks, chickens, dogs, cats.
Oh, peacocks.
They're noisy. They're noisy. They're not for everyone.
And they're a vain animal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They will sit in, we have French doors at the back of our house, and they will just sit and stare at the reflection for hours. It's really fun.
Yeah, we had them until,
Oh, okay.
yeah, my in-laws came, and the brand new car. And the peacocks decided they wanted to scratch a living tar out of that brand new car. And then they disappeared.
Oh, yeah, you know.
It happens. They yell, too.
Yes.
Help!
Yeah.
It sounds like someone yelling for help.
It does, and I'm so used to it, but like people will hear and they'll be like, "What is that noise?" And they're like thinking, something bad's happening over there, and you're like, "Oh, I forgot to tell you, like I have peacocks." But mine don't scratch cars, but they offer this wonderful service where they eat the dead bugs off your grill when you pull in the parking lot.
That I could handle.
Yeah.
So tell me what this means to you. Someone shows up to your farm. They live in the most green they see is a yard the size of this stage, right? Tell me what that means when they come to your farm.
They just, like a lot of them, they just take a nice deep breath and they just like feel calm. Like I'm a smaller scale farm stand, not necessarily like one of the bigger touristy ones, but so they feel really welcomed, and I have a social space with a pavilion and tables and chairs so you can come have a picnic. I'm a big reader, so I have a little lending library so you can grab a book, and I do everything I can to make it a very welcoming space.
Yeah.
And so people tend to stick around for a while.
Okay. They're coming out with Roundup Ready tomatoes. I'm going to plant those next year. You in?
No.
They've got like a sun retardant on there too. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'll order you some.
Okay.
Yeah. The natural stuff, like the hippy dippy stuff, that's important to you, isn't it?
Yeah, just because, there's a lot of people that are struggling with allergies and sensitivities, and I don't know if we're discovering more about it or if they're just more common, but there's a lot of people that are looking for stuff that's grown all naturally. So I don't use anything any sprays, not even organic, which is very challenging. Obviously, I couldn't go much bigger with what I do, but beneficial insects are great. Crop rotation.
Yeah.
There's even planting later, like with the squash vine borers, which have become such a nuisance in the last
squash?
vine borers.
I haven't heard of those.
I just got them within the last 4 or 5 years, but they burrow in the stems of your squash and they lay their eggs, and then the larvae eat your stem and your plant dies.
Ooh.
And they've been awful.
Huh.
But one of the best ways to prevent that is you plant later. So if you plant like late June or early July, you miss their breeding cycle, and they're a little bit of a problem, but they're not.
I'd say that's getting pretty late, isn't it?
It's just enough.
Just
it's
enough?
just enough. You can plant zucchini as late as like July 15th. Like most of my
Really?
zucchini,
Yeah.
most of my zucchini doesn't even go till July 15th, and I have plenty of zucchinis. And it's good because then the people that are sick of zucchini are now back on to wanting zucchini again,
Literally anybody can grow zucchini, right?
Pretty much.
It seems to be like, yeah, if you want someone to garden that can't grow anything,
Yeah.
just because we would forget to weed for like, 2 months.
Yeah.
And you go out there and there was huge zucchinis. I mean, they're pretty hardy.
Oh, yeah.
And zucchini bread is probably one of the best. Chocolate chip zucchini bread.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
chocolate zucchini bread, where you do like a chocolate cake mix and you just shred up some zucchini in it, and it just makes the most delicious cupcakes.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we do it at not all of our events, a lot of our events, and people go nuts over, and they always want the recipe, and we're like, well, it's a chocolate
I don't know if
box
my
cake.
wife is listening in a control room. Yes. Okay. We'll talk later on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Because I think I deserve the recipe for that
I
one.
think so.
What's the plan for the future in your farm there?
I just want to keep growing and listening to my customers at their suggestions. I kind of never know what's next, and I like that part of the business.
Mm-hmm. But you want to stay on the farm here and you
Yes.
make that your living?
Yes, I kind of like laugh when we get like the realtors send the postcards in the mail, and I'm like, there's not enough money in the world to get me to move with
Oh
how
yes.
much we've
Oh yes, there is.
probably just how much the blood, sweat, and tears that
Yeah.
go into that kind of business. Like, yeah, it would take a lot of money.
Well, I don't know the area in Newark that you are in, but I mean, it has to be a little tempting because you could probably sell that farm and go out and buy 40 acres somewhere.
Probably, but I really love my community,
Mm-hmm.
and like I couldn't imagine upping and moving. My community is the one that supported me all throughout school, and now I'm giving back to the kids and the community and the family around me. So that's really important to me. Because I could go to farmers markets an hour away and do really well, but it's important that we have something for our community right where we're at.
So with the big push on Make America Healthy Again, the Maha and Kennedy and that, a person like yourself that's very important to. Do you think, do you think it's going to make a difference? Do you think actually people will stand up and say, all right, maybe we need to look at something, or is it going to be same old, same old?
I don't know. I'm not super familiar with what they're doing with Maha.
Yeah.
I kind of stay in my bubble and focus
Yeah.
on just my farm because there's just so much out there, and I'm sure there's good and bad aspects to it, but I'm not as maybe
Well, nobody
educated
really
worldly.
does, but it's and maybe by the time this comes out, it'll all be laid out. But the artificial dyes, the artificial
Right,
stuff like that. I mean, they want to take a look at that. I don't know. It seems to me like it's feel good stuff, and nothing will ever. I don't know if it's bad or not, but I would like to know.
Yeah, that is true, that there's some things that we just don't know enough about at this time
Yeah.
to make those decisions.
Well, if a person is like me and eats more Twinkies and greens, but they want to become more healthy, how would I start?
Support your local farms because there's plenty of farms that are trying to make it, and we have lots of smaller farms that are getting into they're switching over from maybe big crops to smaller vegetable gardens and stuff like that. So yeah, just the more local you can get your food, the fresher it's going to be, the more nutrients it has in it, because there are studies that prove like as soon as you pick something from the vine, it starts losing its nutritional value. So a tomato from the grocery store that took, I don't know, 1,000 miles to get there versus one that's 5 miles from your house, that tomato is going to be a lot more nutritious for you. So there's a lot of people that are thinking they're eating very healthy, and they are eating salads and tomatoes and stuff, but if you can get stuff local and cut down that travel time, it can make a difference because you're getting more nutrients.
If you ever have that tomato out of the garden, you know exactly what you're talking about. I'm not a big fan of tomatoes unless it's straight out of a garden. And, you know, if it's been picked, you know, that day or that afternoon, well, bring on the BLTs. Yeah.
And when they're warm from the vine and you're slicing them up and putting them on your BLT or your burger.
I mean, you could almost make like a tomato sandwich just with them. They're that good.
Yeah, I have plenty of customers that do, and they'll just sit there and eat them while we're talking, you know.
I know people eat them like apples. I'm not there.
Yeah, I'm not there either. I'm not there either. And then the kids that love the cherry tomatoes, because as a kid, I did not like cherry tomatoes, but I have tons of kids that's what they want, and they just sit there chowing down on cherry tomatoes.
Well, what kind are you growing?
All different. So I like very colorful food. So I have white, yellows, orange, black. Midnight snack is like everyone's favorite.
I've never even heard of that.
So it's almost all black, but their bottom is red, and that's how you know it's ripe, because the bottom will be green and then it turns red. And the first time I posted it, because I said, oh, this is midnight snack tomatoes, everyone thought I was just having it as a midnight snack. So everyone's like, what variety is this? And I'm like, it's midnight snack. But yeah, it's been a favorite for the last couple of years. So.
Okay. The beef eater, that's what I always grew.
Yeah,
Is that old now?
Well, there's so many different varieties of beef steak. So I think I have like 3 or 4 varieties that I'm trying this year. There's like big beef and beef steak 1 and super steak, and they have so many varieties now.
It seems like it's almost hard to keep up with stuff like that because it just keeps evolving.
Yeah.
And they keep, well, you know, it's like the apples, right? They come out with Honeycrisp, and it's like everything else is crap now. I don't know. The Farmacy Farmstand, and you spell it with an F. It's clever.
Yeah, thank you.
If people want to find out more about you or your Farmacy Farmstand, where do they go?
So Facebook is the best way I keep up with that the most, and I can post events in there, but Instagram I'm trying to get better about posting on there daily as well.
You're trying.
Trying.
It's hard to post every day when you're actually working.
It's tough, and I'm hard on myself, and I don't like to post the same thing on Instagram and Facebook, so I have to come up with like 2 ideas every day.
My wife won't either. I don't care. I was like, just post it. Actually, if they would, it used to, if you posted on one, it would post on the other automatically, but I don't know, something
there's still
happened.
the option to do that.
Yeah.
It's just, I hate seeing the same stuff in my feed when I'm on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm like, this is the same stuff I just saw on Facebook, so why am I scrolling on Instagram? So that's why I have to be difficult and post different things on different pages.
Says a lot about you, Pearl. What advice would you give? Because what you're doing, a lot of people would like to do. What advice would you give them?
Start small. It's easy to get overwhelmed, and even with the home gardeners, you see that all the time. They'll go really big their first year, and then they get discouraged. They can't keep up with the weeding. Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah.
So start small, see what you can handle, and grow what you'll use, because I always see a lot of people that are growing, like especially herbs and stuff they're never going to use. And just learn along the way, and, you know, just keep working up to it.
But it's tempting, though, because automatically you've got 3 acres, you're going to put 3 acres of, I don't know, something in there, lettuce.
Yeah.
And like you said, probably a lot of it is that you can't even give that much away.
Yeah, and so I try growing exactly what I can sell. So there's no point in me growing, say, 6,000 bulbs of garlic if I'm only selling 3. So it does change every year. And last couple of years, I've actually cut back on jalapenos.
Jalapenos is actually how you say it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you.
okay.
I'm not the best at pronunciation.
We're here to teach.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
That's fallen out of favor, the jalapenos.
Well, people are doing cowboy candy, and now a lot of people are not canning as much.
Cowboy what?
Cowboy candy.
I don't know what that is.
I've never tried it. It's like essentially like a pickled jalapeno, I believe, but it's on the sweeter side. But you know, after 2020, people were canning and getting into all that stuff, and now you're gradually seeing people not have time again.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. The Farmacy Farmstand. Pearl, I love what you're doing. You know what I love about it is the passion. You know, the work and everything you're doing, but you can tell when you talk about your farm, when you talk about what you're doing, you light up.
Yeah, you can't shut me up sometimes.
PBS can, because they can cut the cameras off.
Pull the cord, yeah.
But no, I want to thank you. We've talked before, you know, there's different types of agriculture, and I think the more that we talk inside of agriculture is going to help, because there's plenty of room for everybody, and there's no reason that agriculture should be ripping on another side of agriculture. I know a lot of farmers like me kind of like, oh, they're doing just their garden. Well, you know what? I don't know if I could raise that many by hand. You know, that's a lot of work, and I know and appreciate and understand that. So thank you for coming down. And how long did it take you to get to Peoria?
2 hours.
2 hours. Well, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. Pearl
Thank you, Brett.
Carpenter. Everybody else, we'll catch you next time. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to explore more of our local content. You can connect with us on our social media platforms, visit our website, or download and watch the free PBS app. We can't wait to see you next time on A Shot of Ag.